Nowadays, deep in the wild forest, mighty forestry machines roar and rumble, slowly replacing the hard labor of human hands. The sounds of chainsaws and heavy tractors echo through the trees, heralding a new era that is drawing near. Welcome to Giant Redwood. Deep in the old forest, a massive double-shaft wood crusher roars with unstoppable power. Thick, decades-old logs are fed into its razor-sharp jaws. The twin shafts spin in opposite directions, their steel teeth biting deep, shredding the wood into fine sawdust in an instant. The thunderous noise echoes through the forest, a reminder that pure human strength could never match the might of these machines. Workers stand at a distance, feeling the ground tremble beneath their boots as ancient trees are reduced to piles of sawdust. Here, the line between man and machine blurs, and the forest slowly reveals its secrets, one log at a time. In a vast industrial workshop deep in the forest, the wood-crushing production line runs day and night without rest. Rough timber, delivered by massive trucks, lies stacked high, waiting its turn to be devoured by the machines. Engines roar as gigantic blades spin at incredible speed, tearing through sturdy logs and transforming them into small wood chips. After the coarse grinding stage, the sawdust travels along an endless conveyor belt, passing through a screening system that filters out impurities and dust. Workers stand on either side, eyes fixed on the steady flow, making sure nothing unusual slips through. The sounds of engines, dust collectors, and conveyor belts blend together into a symphony of steel and forest wood. Heat from the powerful motors radiates outward, brushing against the workers' faces. From these lifeless logs, sawdust emerges as a precious material, packed into bags, shipped far and wide. Fuel for burning, raw material for wood pellets, giving new value to forests that have already given so much. Under the dim yellow lights, the production line never stops. A constant reminder of the sheer power of machines that now replace human hands. Here, the forest surrenders its life, offering hope for something better in return. At the edge of the dense forest, a massive excavator works tirelessly. Attached firmly to its arm is a special brush cutter head, spinning at a dizzying speed. Wild grass, thick vines, and overgrown shrubs are sliced clean, drawn into the blades and shredded in an instant. The whirring blades mix with the low growl of the engine, creating a rumble that echoes through the woods. Inside the cabin, the operator watches closely as each patch of underbrush disappears, revealing untouched land that has never seen human footprints. The excavator moves slowly but steadily, flattening all obstacles in its path. Beneath the swirling cloud of cut grass and flying debris, the forest seems to breathe a sigh of relief, ready for a new look where thick undergrowth is no longer a barrier to the great projects that lie ahead. Amidst the misty old forest, the roar of an excavator engine breaks the silence of the towering trees. Attached to the end of its powerful arm is a versatile wood-cutting and bark-peeling head, a machine of sheer force and precision. With each reach of the arm, massive trunks are clamped tightly, and spinning blades slash through the timber like steel claws. Thick, rugged bark is stripped away effortlessly, revealing fresh, pale wood underneath. Inside the reinforced cabin, the operator monitors the controls with steady eyes, watching every reading and sensor. Outside, wood shavings and bark fragments fly in all directions, falling onto the damp forest floor. The excavator crawls forward steadily, its tracks gripping the uneven ground, guiding the cutting head to each marked tree. The whirring saw, the tearing bark, and the whistling wind through the canopy create a haunting symphony. The worker quietly observes each cleaned log, neatly lined up and ready for trucks to haul back to the processing plant. Under the faint glow of the work lights, the machine looks like a metal beast feeding on the ancient woods. Yet it is also a tool that gives forest workers safer, more sustainable livelihoods. With every layer of bark stripped away, another piece of the forest's story is revealed, a place where raw human effort has given way to machine power to protect those who work among the trees. And as night falls, the echo of the engine hums through the vast sea of leaves, leaving behind the scent of fresh timber and the hope that these forests will be managed better for the generations to come. In the misty stillness of the ancient forest, the sound of a chainsaw pierces through the silence like a blade through cloth. The saw rests firmly in the hands of an old forestry worker who has spent years living and working among these trees. The shining chain teeth spin rapidly into the thick trunk, sending wood chips flying like sparks in the darkness. The logger grips the handle tight, eyes fixed on the cut line, carefully calculating every angle so the tree falls in the right direction, avoiding damage to young saplings nearby. The smell of engine oil, fresh timber, and the steady roar of the motor blend into a familiar symphony, a sound only those who live by the forest truly understand. Each time the chain teeth bite into tough wood, the machine shudders, sending vibrations through the operator's shoulders and arms, reminding him of the fragile strength of human hands compared to the power of nature and the tools we build. One by one, the ancient trees topple, cut into neat sections and stacked, waiting for trucks to haul them to distant mills. As night falls, the beam of a flashlight sweeps across twisted roots and forest paths, guiding the logger's careful steps. The chainsaw's growl continues to echo through the dark canopy, like the forest whispering its timeless tale. But for generations, people have relied on their own labor and simple tools to make a living in this vast wilderness. And from the hum of the chainsaw, each log begins a new journey, becoming furniture, roofs, or a warm fire for families, completing the silent cycle of the green forest. Along a winding red dirt road through the sparse forest, a massive tractor moves steadily toward freshly felled logs. Attached firmly behind it is a sturdy log grapple, opening wide like steel jaws to clamp down on each heavy timber. With every clamp, the sharp clank of metal rings out, overpowering the hum of forest insects. Alongside the tractor is a large wood harvesting bin, where neatly cut logs are stacked one by one, ready for transport to the collection yard. The operator sits quietly behind a dusty windshield, hands skillfully maneuvering the levers to rotate the grapple, lift the logs, and place them into the bin. The engine's steady growl vibrates the damp earth, leaving deep tire tracks in the thick blanket of fallen leaves. The scent of fresh timber mixes with engine oil drifting through the open woodland. From afar, the tractor looks like a mechanical beast gathering the forest's lifeblood piece by piece. When the bin is full, the tractor rumbles away, carrying the harvest of the forest workers and paving the way for these valuable logs to continue their journey to distant processing units. High in the rugged mountains, thick fog blankets the winding dirt roads that snake up to the excavation site. The excavator's engine roars to life, its massive steel bucket reaching out like an iron claw to tear chunks of earth and rock from the mountainside. Each scoop is heavy, crashing down into the waiting dump truck below. One by one, these massive trucks, loaded to the brim with soil and stone, crawl slowly down the steep slopes, leaving deep tire tracks etched into the slippery, muddy ground. Inside the shaking cabin, the truck driver sits silently, eyes fixed on the treacherous path ahead, knowing that even a slight miscalculation could send the truck sliding into the deep ravine below. Beside them, the excavator works tirelessly, peeling back layers of earth and stone, unearthing pieces of the mountain's million-year-old memory. As the sun fades, the warm yellow lights of the excavator and trucks illuminate the desolate mountainside, cutting through swirling clouds of dust. The sound of the bucket scraping rock, soil tumbling into metal beds, and engines rumbling merge into a symphony, the heartbeat of labor in the wilderness. The sharp scent of engine oil, damp soil, and freshly broken stone fills the cold air. For the workers here, each fully loaded truck is a testament to sweat, effort, and the courage to face danger head-on. When the trucks roll away, carrying away tons of earth and stone, the mountain slowly changes its shape, bearing the marks of human hands carved into its ancient face. Yet even as night descends, the excavator's growl continues to echo through the darkness, a reminder that the soil and rock of today will become tomorrow's roads, buildings, and bridges, carrying the story of man's quest to tame the mountains into the generations yet to come. Amid a vast quarry blanketed in white dust, massive stone crushers roar tirelessly day and night. Huge steel-hard boulders are hauled in by trucks and dumped onto the conveyor belt. The rocks collide and crash against each other, breaking into large chunks before sliding into the crushing chamber. Inside, steel gears spin relentlessly, pressing and grinding the stones into small, uniform gravel. The sharp crack of splitting rock blends with the steady growl of engines, creating a rugged symphony of iron and mountain stone. Workers stand on either side of the conveyor, eyes scanning each piece of rock as it tumbles by, carefully screening out impurities. Fine dust rises in thick clouds, clinging to their sunburned faces and dusty overalls. The scent of engine oil and freshly broken stone drifts through the dry air of the quarry. One truckload after another is filled with gravel, ready to be spread across construction sites, building roads that stretch far and wide. As the sun dips behind the mountains, yellow work lights atop the crushers cast a glow over the endless piles of rock. The machines rumble on through the night, a constant reminder that from lifeless boulders, human hands and iron teeth create something as simple yet valuable as gravel. This crushing line does more than turn barren stone into building material. It carries the hope of sturdy roads and enduring structures. And when the engines finally go silent at dawn, the empty quarry lies in wait for the next truckload of raw rock, ready to feed the tireless steel jaws that work deep within the mountain's heart. At the edge of a thick, overgrown forest, a massive excavator rumbles to life, breaking the morning silence. Fixed firmly to its strong steel arm is a specialized brush cutter head, its blades spinning at incredible speed. As the arm reaches out, tall wild grass is sliced clean, tangled vines and stubborn underbrush torn away in an instant. The whir of the blades mixes with the rustling wind through the leaves, creating the signature sound of of land clearing deep in the woods. Inside the cabin, the operator watches every movement closely, hands steady on the controls, guiding the brush cutter to every hidden corner. Clouds of shredded grass swirl in the air as the earth below slowly reveals itself, and the old narrow trails disappear into clear, open paths. Sunlight filters through the canopy, shining down on the freshly cut ground still green and damp. With this excavator and brush cutter, forestry workers no longer need to hack through undergrowth by hand. Everything is handled quickly, cleanly, and far more safely. As the cleared land comes into view, it's as if the forest breathes a sigh of relief, ready for new roads, new projects, and the promise of sustainable growth in a place that was once an impenetrable wilderness. On a wide patch of land at the forest's edge, just as the sun peeks through the canopy, the disc brush cutter roars to life. Its razor-sharp blades spin at tremendous speed, slicing through towering wild grass and stubborn underbrush. The steady whir of the spinning disc mixes with the rustle of falling leaves and the swirl of dust in the morning breeze, the unmistakable sound of clearing land. The operator moves slowly behind the sturdy handle, eyes fixed on each cut line to ensure not a single patch of thicket is left behind. Tangled vines clinging stubbornly to tree roots stand no chance against the spinning steel blades. The smell of freshly cut grass drifts through the air, mingling with the faint scent of engine oil. Patch by patch, the tall grass and brush topple, revealing dark brown earth beneath, like scars of the wilderness being stripped of its wild skin. The worker pauses to wipe sweat from his brow and squeezes the throttle once more, setting the disc spinning with a powerful whine. In the soft golden sunlight breaking through the leaves, the once tangled plot transforms into a clear, open path, ready for new trees, new roads, or any project yet to come. The disc brush cutter doesn't just replace manual labor, it keeps forestry workers safer away from snakes and thorns hidden in the brush. The blades keep spinning, a steady reminder that the forest is ever changing, and human hands continue to carve new paths for sustainable growth in this vast natural world.